Welcome everybody to Richmond Raceway. My name is Josh Hall. We're here on Intensity Broadcasting for live flag-to-flag coverage of the SCSRA Fortuna Iron Truck Series here on iRacing, and looking for a great, exciting race here tonight. We see Cody Moore currently fastest on the speed charts. Kyle Mays currently second fastest. We see him just exiting pit road with the three of Michael Rosenberger right behind as well. Let's take a look at your points coming into tonight. Brian Canuti is your points leader. 10 points over Devin Bucciano. Eddie Morris sits back in third. All three of those drivers with wins. Bobby Mays sits back in fourth. Joe Wright in fifth. Todd Mays, Craig Schroeder, Michael Rosenberger, and Michael Provolt, your top 9. Derek Chaput, David Hartney, Brian Murrell Jr. on the outside looking in. However, the drivers do have to announce which season they are racing in, because you can't claim points in both the Truck Series and the Xfinity Series. So pretty soon these guys are going to have to declare what series they're running, and the points could shake up just a little bit. Speaking of Brian Canuti, currently running fourth in that Coors Light Ford F-150. So we have about a minute left here in practice. We got some short track racing here on a Wednesday night. The short 1 mile D-shaped oval. Actually, it's a 3/4 mile D-shaped oval. See track temperature. Pretty cool compared to the air temperature. So these trucks will have a lot of grip here tonight, and it's going to be an awesome race for these truck drivers here on a Tuesday night. Brian Murrell Jr. runs back in the 13th position. Short track racer in real life. We'll see how that translates here tonight at Richmond Raceway in that McKinleyville barbershop Ford F-150. How about this? A name we haven't seen in quite a while. The 2 of Isaiah Gill out on the track as well. Devin Bucciano gets a little loose into the corner, gets into the quarter panel of Gill. As we get ready for qualifying here at Richmond. Again, thanks for joining us tonight, whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube. We do appreciate you joining us here tonight. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to share the stream. Think there's someone else who might enjoy this race as well. We'll see who our first drivers out on track are. It looks like the 8 of Eddie Morris, one of the first drivers to hit the track. In that chrome orange and white 8 machine. Makes his way off of turn number 4. And Richmond's a tricky track. It's early braking. You want to get right down to the yellow line getting into turn number 1. There's an inside wall that really sneaks up on you quick. Really easy to get loose off of turn number 2. Charging hard down into turn number 3. Very easy to get on the gas a little too hard and spin out right on the front stretch there, coming across the line. And even on older tires, sometimes we'll see these drivers get a little loose on the straightaways as well. So keep an eye out on that all night long as Eddie Morris makes his way down to turn number 3. Coming to collect the checkered flag. And Eddie is going to be up into the number 1 position currently. Brian Murrell Jr. in second. I'm not quite sure why my scoring tower looks like that. I do apologize for that. Let me see if I can fix that for us here tonight. So my whole computer just decides to want to have a little issue here tonight. Apologize for that. Let's see if we can get this straightened out here. Bear with me just one moment as we get this fixed up on my side here. We see Derek Chaput out on track. There we go. We see Derek Chaput out on track. Got that tower looking the way it should. Thank you for bearing with me. Paul, good to see you tonight. I know this is the SCSRA, not the original Rebels. But we do appreciate you tuning in and joining us here tonight. See Derek Chaput currently in the 11th position. Michael Provolt out on track. Provolt taking the white flag here for his second lap. Cody Moore up on the provisional pole at the moment. As Provolt makes his way off of turn number 4. And Provy is going to stay in that 8th position. How about our points leader, Brian Canuti, coming down the backstretch, down into turn number 3. Canuti was showing a little, struggling a little bit in practice. Currently up into the 4th position. Let's see what he's able to do here on his second lap. Ooh, got loose, had to get out of it. You heard it. Got loose off of turn number 2. So he makes his way down to the front stretch. And I do not believe Canuti is going to improve his time. No, he's going to stay right there in that 4th position. David Wright out on track in that all-black 84 machine. Ooh, catches the wall off of turn number 2. And that's going to end his qualifying attempt. How about Joseph Wright in the 82? An Intensity Broadcasting machine. Oh, really loose. Catches the wall just a little bit. See if he's able to rebound on his second lap. Doesn't look like he did any damage to the truck. It's a bit of a hometown race for Joe. He does live down in Virginia. Even though it says Rochester, New York, that's his hometown. Coming down into turn number 3. Runs the truck really, really high. Diamonds it down off of turn number 4. Cross the line, and Joe's going to move up into the 7th position. How about Uncle Todd Mays, the Grizzly machine? The Mays Mafia was showing some speed in practice. All 3 Mays Mafia boys were up in the top 8. See how that translates over here to qualifying as Todd comes down the backstretch on his first of 2 laps, down into turn number 3. Not able to hold it down on that yellow line as he comes across the stripe to take the white flag. Currently up into the 11th position. Let's see if he's able to improve on that as he's right there on that yellow line through turns 1 and 2. Logan Hagerman jumps up into the 3rd position on his first lap. See if Hagerman's able to improve on that on his second lap as, ooh, Uncle Todd gets really loose there off of turn number 4. And he's going to stay, he's going to jump up into the 9th position. How about Logan Hagerman coming across the line? And he does not improve his time. He stays in that 3rd position. Devin Butchino up into 2nd. How about another one of the Mays Mafia, Kyle Mays in the 55. Down into turn number 1. This is his white flag lap, currently up in the 17th position. Let's see what he's able to do on his second lap. And across the line, and Kyle Mays jumps up to third with 2.5 minutes left here in qualifying. So last couple of races we saw here on Intensity Broadcasting, our last 3 races that we've broadcasted were the 3 truck races at Texas, the 2 at the original Rebels, and 1 from the Doghouse Racing League. Now we're doing a little short track racing. Those 3 races were all fuel mileage races. We'll have to see if this is a battle of attrition, as most short tracks are, or if this ends up being a bit of a strategy race as well. With just under 2 minutes left here in qualifying, doesn't look like anybody else is getting ready to come out on track. Actually, looks like the 3 of Michael Rosenberger is on pit road, but he's already ran his laps. He's currently in the 15th position. So drivers who have not qualified would be the 16 of Nick Mather, the 53 of William Walter Witt the 5th, and the 2 of Isaiah Gill. Don't forget to join us tomorrow night as the SCSRA Xfinity Series takes on Sonoma with the twists and turns of that tricky road course. That'll go off at 9:30 Eastern tomorrow night with Atlee Atman Weiss with the call. So check that one out here on Intensity. And if you like amazing strategy races, check out the last 3 races. The 2 original Rebels Racing League races from Sunday night. Both of those came down to fuel mileage and fuel strategy, as well as the Doghouse Racing League just before this. One driver really stretching it out, making it to the end. Incredible race. Great job for him. So check those races out, as well as you can watch live iRacing 5 nights a week here on Intensity Broadcasting. We have our truck doubleheader on Tuesday nights. We have our truck doubleheader on Sunday nights. Wednesday night, we've got the SCSRA Xfinity Series. Thursday night, Thunderstruck. Saturday night, Send It Cup Series. So check out all the great racing here on Intensity Broadcasting. As qualifying has finished, let's take a look at the starting grid. And starting on pole tonight is the 52 of Cody Moore, with Devin Butchino to his outside in position number 2. Kyle Mays will be rolling off from the 3rd position, with Logan Hagerman in the 7, rolling off from 4th. Then Eddie Morris in the 5th position. Brian Canuti rolls off 6th, with Brian Murrell Jr. in the McKinleyville Barbershop Machine rolling off in 7th. Craig Schroeder in the 8th position. Joseph Wright rolls off 9th, and Todd Mays rounds out the top 10. I apologize. I didn't realize the scoring was showing the back half of the field. 11th will be Bobby Mays, with David Hartney rolling off from the 12th position. 13th will be Michael Provolt and David Wright, with Michael Rosenberger and Eli Raposa back in 15th and 16th. Row 9 will find Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence and the 37 of Derek Chaput. Then William Walter Witt, the 5th, Nick Mather, and Isaiah Gill rounding out the field here at Richmond, as Cody Moore gets ready to lead them to the starting zone, getting ready for the pace car to pull off and get our field formed up and ready to race. And here we go. Formation lap is underway. Again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight. We really do appreciate it. It does mean a lot to us that you would like to spend your Tuesday nights here with us on Intensity Broadcasting. This is going to be a barn burner here tonight. Have to see who's going to be able to use that truck. He might have to use that front bumper to get the advantage. We'll see. As the field gets lined up. And we get ready for action here at Richmond. Richmond being a bit of a multi-groove track, you can see the outside work here. Sometimes the inside's the preferred line, sometimes the outside is. We'll see what lane tends to be the gives the most advantage here. As here we go, we get set. Cody Moore is going to lead him down to the starting zone. Green flag is in the air. We are racing, and Bacino with a great jump up on that high side as pinches Cody Moore down into turn number 1. Kyle Mays muscles his way up into the 3rd position. As they continue to battle side by side for lead. Oh, Kyle Mays gets a little loose. And our first caution is out. It looks like it's for the 3 of Rosenberger. And that's going to bring up our first wreckage rewind of the night. As we take a look to see what happened to Rosenberger. And as they're coming down the backstretch, oh, Rosenberger just loses it by himself up in front of his teammate. See, Eli able to lock it down, get it around, and yeah, Rosenberger just loses it by himself. Fortunately, doesn't make contact with anything, so he's able to keep going, and no harm, no foul to his truck. As Cody Moore is able to keep the lead. We're working lap 4 under caution. Next time by, the lights on the pace car will be shutting off. We'll have 1 lap to go before we go back to green flag racing. We'll see whether Cody Moore decides to take the inside or the outside here. Looks like Cody's going to choose the inside for this restart as the lights are off on the pace car. Already a couple big movers or low movers through the field already. Will Witt currently up 4 positions. Isaiah Gill up 3 positions. Nick Mather up 3 positions. So we'll see. These drivers are able to continue to march their way forward as Cody Moore hits that loud pedal. We're back to green flag racing. Butchino kind of caught out sleeping there Kyle Mays right there on the back bumper. Here comes Brian Canuti, making his way underneath Logan Hagerman, move Canuti up into the 4th position. A little further back, Eddie Morris working the high side of Craig Schroeder. And Uncle Todd Mays right behind as well, trying to move himself forward. Eddie Morris lost a couple spots on the start. Finds himself back in the 6th position. He's going to tuck back in line behind Logan Hagerman. A little further back, you see David Hartney working down to the inside of Joe Wright. Joe really pushing up the track hard, but able to use a little bit of a diamond to get himself off the corner. Here comes Uncle Todd trying to get around Hartney as well. See Provolt trapped down on the bottom side. And Dave Wright going backwards as well. He's got the 53 of Will Witt underneath him. And Isaiah Gill right there as well, trying to get around the 84 machine. How about Will Witt already up into the 14th position, working his way around David Wright, trying to get around Michael Provolt right in front of him. Right along on the roof here with Will Witt and see what he sees out in front. What he sees is a whole lot of trucks. Oh, so he sees contact between the 5. Caution is out. And that was the 5 of Bobby Mays making contact with Eli Raposa. So those 2 trucks getting some damage here. That's going to bring up our 2nd wreckage rewind of the night. We saw that happen right in front of Will Witt. That looked like David Hartney and the 5 got together there. Let's take a look to see exactly what happened here between Bobby Mays and David Hartney. And David just didn't know that it looked like Bobby might have entered a little bit higher than Hartney was expecting. The 2 of them make contact. The 43 is able to continue on. Michael Provolt around the high side. David Wright able to get on the binders and avoid it. So really only let's take a look at what exactly happened to Hartney here. I think it was just a little bit of contact there, and he's able to continue on. But when we look at the incident here from the blimp, it's really hard to put fault on anybody here. Hartney was kind of running his line. He was up on that first hash mark. Bobby kind of overdrove the corner, so kind of chalked that one up to a racing deal. And up front, we see Cody Moore. Do apologize for anybody watching on YouTube. But here we go. Cody Moore chooses the outside this time, putting Devin Buccino on the low side. Green flag's back in the air. Great restart for Cody Moore. And we see Brian Canuti trying to work the high side of Devin Bacino. A little further back, Michael Provolt, Joseph Wright. A few trucks back here in this gaggle of trucks. You see David Wright a little loose on entry, trying to avoid running into the back of the 95 of Provolt. And side by side, we got Hardy. Oh! Junior around. Caution is out. I don't know if there was a little bit of contact there between Joe Wright and Junior. Here comes the wreckage rewind to see what actually happened to Junior there, or if he just lost it on his own, or what happened here. Let's take a look here from above. Yep, the contact from behind from the 82 of Joe Wright sends Brian Murrell Jr. around, barely misses the 43 of Hartney. See Will Witt right there, able to just barely squeeze on by Isaiah Gill. Almost got ran into from the back by Rosenberger, and we're able to continue on. No real harm or foul. A couple drivers hitting pit road. Logan Hagerman, Nick Mather, Cheeseburger, Brian Murrell Jr., and Derek Chaput all making their way down onto pit road. And Cody Moore continues to lead. Again, don't forget to join us tomorrow night as the SCSRA takes on Sonoma, turning left and right at the tricky road course in the Xfinity Series. Also got Thursday night Thunderstruck, Saturday night Send-It Cup Series, Sunday night truck doubleheader. So, bunch of great races coming up throughout the week here on Intensity Broadcasting. Also, don't forget to check out our web store, IntensityRacing.com, where you can find hats, t-shirts, coffee mugs, stickers, mouse pads, not just from Intensity Broadcasting, but your favorite leagues as well. And after this one, you might want to pick up our brand new t-shirt, Cautions Breed Cautions. So check that out at Intensity Broadcasting, IntensityBroadcasting.com. There is a link down below. Really does help us out to support us. Also on that website, you can find a little hamburger menu on the top left, and you can visit Atman's web store as well, at Lewis Racing. He's got some great designs, t-shirts, hats, sweatshirts. So check that out. All at IntensityBroadcasting.com. Lights are off on the pace car. We're getting ready to go back. Green flag racing. Cody Moore chooses the inside this time, keeping Devin Bacino on the outside. Brian Canuti is going to restart in third on the low side. That's going to give him a little bit of an advantage here. That is his teammate in Cody Moore out in front. Green flag is back in the air. A little wheel spin, tire spin out of Bacino. That allows Brian Canuti to get right down underneath, down into turn number one. Kyle Mays is going to follow right along as well off of turn number two. No. Oh, Bacino really loose off of turn number two. That's going to allow Kyle Mays to pound it in there underneath the 68 of Bacino. Although Butchino's fighting back hard on the high side. Brian Canuti right there on the fender, and Bacino able to drive back around Canuti. So great job from the driver of that 68. A little further back, we see Uncle Todd working down underneath the 8 of Eddie Morse. This is a battle for 6th and 7th. Right behind him, we see Michael Provolt, David Hartney, Will Witt. Will Witt cracking the top 10 up into the 9th position. So he's working around the high side of Michael Provolt. Isaiah Gill right here in the mix as well. We saw David Wright push way up the track, almost caught the wall as he's battling with the 46 of Eli Raposa. Raposa is going to slide up into the 13th position. Back up front, Devin Butchno's got a mirror full of Brian Canuti. Canuti really pounds it into the corner hard. Canuti's so much better on entrance than Butchno is, but Butchno able to get off the corner just a little bit better. So while Canuti's able to get in just a little bit harder, Butchno's able to beat him off the corner just a little bit better as he's trying to chase down Cody Moore. Kyle Mays back in the 4th position, trying to work his way back up towards the front. Then Craig Schroeder up 3 spots into 5th. How about Will Witt, currently in 9th, up 10 spots from where he started. Right behind him, Isaiah Gill working around Michael Provolt, up 11 spots. Started in the back and continues to march forward. Rosenberger, after getting spun early, trying to work his way back up towards the front as well. So Will Witt gets around the 43 of Hartney. So move Will up into the 8th position. And Bobby Mays, after getting caught up in that early wreck, continuing to try to move himself forward along with Brian Murrell Jr., trying to both get themselves back up towards the front. As Cody Moore continues to lead, although Butchno, last couple laps have been running just a little bit faster. Let's take a look at the lap history between these two drivers. And you see the green numbers mean that Butchno's a little bit quicker. The orange numbers mean that Cody is a little bit quicker. You see 3 out of the last 5 laps, Butchno's been a little bit quicker than Cody Moore. Doesn't seem like a whole lot, but on a short track like this, tenths are huge. Derek Chaput makes his way down onto pit road. Looks like he's scraped the wall a little bit. You see the damage to the right rear fender. So he's going a quarter panel, so he'll be going a lap down as Cody Moore continues the lead. Brian Canuti has caught Devin Butchno again. Canuti takes a look down to the inside. Just not able to make that pass work. Down the front stretch and into turn number 1. Canuti just not able to get down underneath. While this is going on, it's allowing Cody Moore to pull away just a little bit. Well, you hear Butchno having a little trouble getting back to the throttle. Canuti working hard, trying to get back to the back bumper of Butchno. See if he can get the bumper down underneath that quarter panel to try to take that position away. Just behind Kyle Mays, waits in the wings as well. Butchno really off the throttle a long time there, wasn't able to get back to the throttle as quickly as he wanted to, and Canuti's still right there, just not able to make anything happen. A little further back, Todd Mays trying to make a move down underneath Craig Schroeder. to move himself up into the top 5. Side by side down the backstretch. Todd got a little loose in that corner, able to hold on to it, make that stick, and Will Witt trying to follow suit as well. Almost got into the back quarter panel of Schroeder, and there's Isaiah Gill behind as well. So these two have been following each other through the field, or going through the field together. So Will Witt's got to cleared the way for Isaiah Gill to continue to move forward. Gill trying to take a look down underneath Will. Not going to make that move work. Now Schroeder's under attack from Will Witt. Witt showing some speed all night tonight. Move himself up into the 6th position. Here comes Isaiah Gill around Schroeder as well. Gill was trying to get down underneath Will Witt, just not able to get there just quite yet. As we are coming next time by, we'll be completing or starting lap number 40 of 90. Almost to halfway. And we're in the longest green flag run we've had all race long. Isaiah Gill now looking down underneath Will Witt, trying to take that position away, and this is the first time that Isaiah's been in front of Will all night long. As they continue to battle side by side down the front stretch and into turn number 1. This is a battle for 6th place. Now Isaiah Gill up in front of Will Witt. Their next victim will be the 9 of Todd Mays. That's another second up to the 55 of Kyle Mays. About a half a second to Brian Canuti, who just battling with Devin Butchino. So Canuti finally caught Butchino down into turn number 3. Ooh, Canuti pushes up the track just a little bit. Has to get out of it to keep from making contact with the 68. That's going to allow Butchino back in front. Great shot at this battle from the back bumper and the front bumper of both these drivers. As Cody Moore's got himself out to almost a 3-second lead due to these two battling as hard as they had with each other. And Canuti again tries to make the move down to the inside, just not able to get there just quite yet. Now they're going to get down there. Canuti gets loose. They make contact. Both drivers keep it straight. Kyle Mays uses the bumper to get around Canuti. Canuti's able to hold on to it now. He's hard trying to fight back on the inside with Kyle Mays. Kyle Mays pinches him down the front stretch and into turn number 1. This is the breathing room that Butchino needed. Now Todd Mays and Isaiah Gill here in the mix as well. Kyle able to get around Canuti. Canuti still fighting a loose condition into the corner. How about Isaiah Gill on the high side trying to go around? These drivers going around Canuti on the high side. He's really fighting a loose race truck right now. We haven't seen Canuti get a bump and run like that off the nose of Kyle Mays since Ian Martin did it at Martinsville years ago. And now Canute is going to fall back into the 6th position as Will Witt tries to make a move here as well. Isaiah Gill to the back bumper. Todd Mays going to take a look down underneath the number 9 machine. Eddie Morse has made his way down on the pit road. And Isaiah Gill has cracked the top 5 up into the 4th position. And some contact between the 9 of Todd Mays and Isaiah Gill. Isaiah Gill up into the wall. And Uncle Todd just laying that front bumper to the back of that 2 machine as Isaiah Gill continues to march forward. Devin Butchino's got the 55 of Kyle Mays right behind him. I imagine we're going to start seeing some pit stops soon. David Hartney, Craig Schroeder both on the pit road. Kyle Mays now looking down underneath Butchino, trying to take over that 2nd position, and he will. See Isaiah Gill right there trying to follow Mays right on through. Now Mays struggling to get off the corner. Butchino back to the advantage on the high side. Isaiah Gill using that high lane to get around Kyle Mays. Pitching him down just a little bit. Cody Moore has now hit pit road. That's going to give the lead to Butchino. As the battle for 2nd continues. And Isaiah Gill is going to clear the 55 of Kyle Mays. And here comes Todd Mays looking down underneath Kyle Mays. So great battles all over the track. Again, Cody Moore still on pit road, just leaving pit road now. We see Will Witt behind as well, trying to get around the Mays Mafia drivers. Isaiah Gill down to the inside. But trying to cross him over here down off of turn number 2. Not going to have the opportunity, and just behind him, Kyle Mays getting loose, so move Isaiah Gill up to the lead. Here goes Will Witt making his way down onto pit road. And now Isaiah Gill. Thought Isaiah was going to pit there, but he's trying to get around the lap truck of Derek Chaput. Isaiah Gill's going to stretch this fuel run as far as he can right now. You can see up at the top of the screen by pitting, you're losing a ton of time. We see Cody Moore showing 1 lap down. It's almost 2 laps as he is just out in front. Or excuse me, he is just behind our leaders here. Eli Raposo with a lot of damage to the right side of that truck. Derek Chaput has binned it, but no caution has come out. We see what happened to Chaput, because he didn't bring out the caution, but he's trying to get down. Looks like he's trying to get down onto pit road and just stuffs it down into the barrels. And instead of bringing out the caution, wisely resets. So now just 13 trucks on the lead lap as we have under 30 laps to go. Devin Butchno has the 52 of Cody Moore all over the back bumper. Cody on fresh tires, and you're seeing the difference that fresh tires are making right now. So Cody's able to drive right on by that 68 machine. Michael Rosenberger on the pit road. See Cody Moore trying to run down Isaiah Gill, trying to get his lap back. And making it 3 wide. Cody taking it 3 wide for a second, trying to get his lap back. Isaiah Gill in the middle. Joe Wright on the high side. And Cody Moore is going to get his lap back the hard way. Isaiah Gill continues to lead and stay out. A little further back, Logan Hagerman's made his way around Todd Mays. So move Hagerman up into the 3rd position. Kyle Mays has made his way down onto pit road. And at this point, if you're staying out, you're just hoping that a caution comes out before you have to make your pit stop, because these guys are losing so much time by staying out. See if I can get the difference here between the lap difference between Isaiah Gill and Cody Moore, and at times it's over a second. So Cody's dealing with lap traffic. Oh, Isaiah Gill really sideways off the corner, and you can see the lap time difference between those two drivers. I think Gill was trying to make it to pit road, but I think he missed pit road. That's going to give the lead to Logan Hagerman. Last pit on lap 17. Does he have enough fuel to make it to the end? Devin Butchino right behind. Devin has not pit yet. And Isaiah Gill trying to get down on the pit road. No, he's just trying to save fuel, I think. So move Logan Hagerman up to the point. There's Isaiah Gill still struggling right now. We're seeing Gill completely sideways on the exit of the corner. Will Witt has made his way down pit road, and he's on fresh tires, and you see that too, just struggling here. You see Isaiah Gill fighting that wheel inside that truck, trying to keep it from going around, and you see him fighting a little bit of loose into the corner and really loose off the corner. Nick Mathers hit pit road. So Gill fighting with that truck as he's going to make his move down underneath Devin Butchino to retake the 2nd position. Butch is going to fight back hard on the high side, pinches Isaiah Gill just a little bit down the front stretch. Eddie Morse, who's on fresher tires, right behind, trying to get around these two. While that's been going on, it's just allowed Logan Hagerman to pull away. We have just 18 laps to go. Cody Moore's already drove himself back to the 6th position. He's about 14 or 15 seconds behind the leader, Logan Hagerman. And he's continuing to march his way forward. He's got a chance to possibly catch Logan. Looks like Logan's starting to save a little bit of fuel. Though Hagerman's still putting on some good lap times right now as Isaiah Gill has hit pit road. Our fastest driver on the track right now was Cody Moore, who just ran a 22.6. And Logan Hagerman ran a 23.6. So Logan's still holding on out there. Kyle Tucker says, come on, Will, get back up there, Will. Currently sitting back in the 8th position. Another driver running sub 22-second laps. Has all these drivers in front of him who have yet to pit. So Logan Hagerman, your leader, last was in on lap 17. Devin Bucciano has not been down pit road yet, running in second. Todd Mays in third, another driver that has not hit pit road. Brian Murrell Jr. runs back and forth. He was last on pit road on lap 17. Looks like he took just fuel, so he's on the original set of tires that he started on. So your front four still on their original set of tires and have not pit with 13 laps to go. Cody Moore in some traffic. If everybody does have to make their way down pit road, will be the leader, but that's if our top 4 do not pit. And for drivers like Devin Bucciano and Todd Mays, their lap times have really slowed down quite a bit. And I'm almost starting to think these two drivers are starting to save a little bit of fuel. We'll ride along here with Todd Mays. Yeah, he's definitely not full throttle down the backstretch, trying to save as much fuel as he can. With 10 laps to go, Logan Hagerman continues to lead. Devin Bucciano has now hit pit road to get his service done. The question is it going to be 4 tires and fuel, or is if he's just going to take a splash to make it to the end? Logan Hagerman getting passed by Michael Rosenberger. Rosenberger in the 9th position, getting his lap back. So 3 drivers yet to pit in the late running of the race with just 8 laps to go. Quickly take you through the field. Logan Hagerman is your leader. Has not pit since lap 17. Todd Mays runs back in second. He has not pit at all this race. Brian Murrell Jr. runs back in third, just behind Todd Mays, and he's got his teammate Devin Bucciano trying to get on by on those fresh tires. Todd Mays has now made his way down on the pit road. See, David Wright on pit road as well. So 2 drivers yet to pit, Logan Hagerman and Brian Murrell Jr. Now both of those were down on last on pit road on lap 17. So as Hagerman comes across the line with 5 laps to go, we know off of what Todd Mays just did that Logan Hagerman and Brian Murrell Jr. can make it to the end on fuel. Question is, can Brian Murrell Jr. hold on to this second position as he's got a hard charging Cody Moore on fresher tires trying to get around, and Moore's going to dive it down in there, almost loses the front end, able to get side by side with Junior. Junior fighting back hard on the high side. It's a battle for second, and Junior on those old tires just not able to defend the hard-charging Cody Moore. So move Junior back into the third position, but a great run for Junior. With just 3 laps to go. It's a 4-second gap back to fourth place Brian Canuti. So Junior can hold on here and come home on the podium as Logan Hagerman battling with his teammate in the lap truck of Joseph Wright. We see Isaiah Gill, the last truck 1 lap down, trying to make his way back around Logan Hagerman to get himself back on the lead lap. We have just 2 laps to go. Hagerman makes his way down into turns 3 and 4. Comes off the corner. White flag is in the air. Just 1 lap to go. Hagerman's just got to keep it clean for a half mile more. He runs up on the 5 of Bobby Mays. Bobby's going to move up to the high side as they come off of turn number 4. Checker flags in the air. Logan Hagerman wins it on fuel strategy. And that is the 4th race on intensity that fuel strategy has won the race, which is incredible. I can't think of the last time we've had that many races in a row where fuel strategy has come into play, but tonight, both races here on Tuesday night and both races on Sunday night all came down to fuel strategy as Logan Hagerman makes his way down to the front stretch where he's going to use what little fuel he has to celebrate and burn it down for Grandma Hagerman. What an incredible job of fuel saving for Hagerman to get himself out front and get himself the win here at Richmond. Let's take a look at your results. Again, Logan Hagerman coming home with the win. Cody Moore comes home second. Brian Murrell Jr. on the podium in third. Brian Canuti comes home fourth, and Will Witt drives his way back up into the 5th position. Michael Rosenberger up into 6th. Isaiah Gill falls back to 7th. Bobby Mays, Kyle Mays, and Craig Schroeder round out your top 10. Eddie Morris brings it home 11th. David Hartney, after having some issues, comes home in 12th. Nick Mather back in the 13th position. Devin Buchino, unfortunately, falls back in the 14th. Todd Mays into 15th. Michael Lawrence in 16th. Michael Provolt into the 17th position. 18th, Eli Raposa, Joe Wright, Dave Wright, and Derek Chaput round out the rest of the field here as we continue to watch Logan Hagerman celebrate here as he's going to pull it down into victory lane. Now let's talk to our top 3, starting with your 3rd place finisher, Brian Murrell Jr. Junior, got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Man, congratulations on the 3rd place finish. I know you've been looking for a good finish. I said in the opening that you are a short track racer in real life, and if it would translate over tonight, and we see that exactly happen. Didn't let in the fuel strategy a little bit, but still, great job coming home in 3rd. What was the idea running the strategy the way you did? Did you think it was going to go green flag the rest of the way, or was it just a gamble?
Honestly, I think I got to thank Joe Wright for spinning me there. He put me in the back, and accidents happen, and I went down, looked at the fuel. I took fuel. I figured if we got a late caution, I'd have a couple sets of tires to play with. I didn't take tires when I got fuel, so those were 90-lap-old tires, but I felt like I staved them pretty good. I was running really consistent laps for the last probably 50 laps. And, little strategy, little fuel, didn't get a caution. It just kind of played out that I didn't have to pit. Almost got that P2, Cody, he pit and was able to go around and and came down to about 4 laps to go there, and he finally got around me. So that was my strategy was turned upside down by Joe Wright, but I got to give him a big shout out for fixing that strategy for me.
Yeah, we all know accidents happen. I'm sure it was not intentional. Didn't look intentional from my side of thing either. So, but yeah, you almost held off Cody there on those old tires. Did you think might have held him off, or was he just too quick on those new tires?
Yeah, I don't. I was watching the relative, and at one point he was 5 or 6 seconds behind me, and then he kind of stayed there for a minute, plateaued out, maybe got stuck in some lap traffic, and I may have got a little help from my teammate Devin there, who had to do a late pit and was on his own strategy. And I figured he'd get to me at some point. I was just hoping I can get by Uncle Todd and you know get up in there and get this podium. So I'm glad Todd had to pit. I was really shocked Logan didn't have to pit because he pitted way before me, and I only had 2 laps of fuel left. So congrats to Logan, congrats to Cody on their first and second place. I had 90 lap old tires. I think Logan may have took tires when he pitted. Could have been the difference. I'm not really sure.
Well, looking at my scoring here, you and Logan both went in and pit on that caution on lap 17, and both of you took fuel only. So a great job for both of you being able to stretch it as far as you did. Before we let you go, Junior, anybody you want to thank, any shout you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, I got to shout out Fortuna Iron for sponsoring the series. Intensity Broadcasting, you guys do a great job. Dev Sports Cards, New Craft Fine Jewelry, Mechanical Barbershop, my sensitivity training coach, my driving coach, my team owner Devin Pacino. He tries to keep me pretty calm. So as we know, I got a penalty for a reason, right? I can be kind of a hothead. So and just everybody raced clean tonight and was respectful, and it was just a good overall race. And I got to thank my lovely, beautiful girlfriend Lindsay for somewhat putting up with this, and everybody watching.
And no black flags needed to be cleared tonight. So congratulations on that. But
yeah, definitely.
So great job tonight, Junior. Happy to see you up on the podium, and more to come as the season goes on.
Yes, sir.
Have a great night.
You too, bud.
So as your third place finisher, Brian Murrell Jr., let's bring in our second place finisher, Cody Moore. Cody, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
I got you.
Man, great job coming home in second. I know you dominated most of the race, but the fuel strategy by Logan and Junior almost bit you there at the end. I know Logan was able to out you with the fuel strategy. Junior was trying to hold you off there, but overall, a fantastic run for you tonight.
Yeah, I had fun. I always do really well here, so I always look forward to this race. But yeah, Logan he's famous for it at this point. He seems to always know when to pit or what strategy to run to get him a win, and it was really impressive. So hats off to him. There's no arguing. He won that one and deserved it 100%. Brian, too, that was a great run by him. I almost didn't have him there, but yeah, it was just kind of one of those things where I was trying to do some math in my head, and with about 10 laps to go, I realized the math didn't work. But like I said, it was fun all the same.
For sure. And 3 cautions in the first 17 laps, and then it went green the rest of the way. Were you kind of surprised it went green flag as long as it did there at the end?
Yeah, I was going to try to do my old never pit and win strategy, but it didn't work out here. But yeah, I was surprised that it went green, and like I said, Logan banked on that, and it worked out.
Well, again, congratulations on the win here tonight, Cody. Fantastic run for you. I know you've got a long list of people you want to thank and shout out here tonight.
I do. I actually, I'm going to thank Grandma Hagerman, my beautiful wife, Maggie, and my kids for allowing me to do this. All my teammates, yada, yada, they get the point. Everyone knows who they are. But I just want to use this as a platform real quick to get up on my soapbox and say the fact that a top series driver should not be able to run for a lower series championship. Mic drop, walk off.
Have a great night, Cody. Congratulations on your second place finish. And he did. He dropped the mic on that. So let's bring in your winner tonight, Logan Hagerman. Logan, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
I got you, Josh.
Man, congratulations. Great job tonight saving the fuel that you need to park your truck in victory lane tonight. That was super impressive. With the strategy working out in your favor, were you expecting, after having 3 cautions in the first 17 laps, for that to go green flag the rest of the way?
I wasn't expecting it to go green, but I was really hoping it was going to go green because I was in the top 5 and I gave that up to pit under the first caution, and then I put it under the second caution. And I was hoping it was going to go green, and it worked out.
Now, I have to ask, how much fuel were you saving, or did you know from when you pit on 17 that there was a chance you were going to be able to go the whole way?
I didn't know for sure I was going to be able to make it the whole way, but I knew it was going to be close. So I was saving it during the whole run, and when I finished, I had like 9 laps to the good when I finished.
We talked to Cody. Cody said that he was hoping to run his famous don't pit the entire race and win it, but that didn't happen. He had to come down pit road. You didn't, and you were able to not just win the race on fuel strategy, but those are the original tires you started on, aren't they?
They were. I never took tires when I pitted under the second caution.
So congratulations. I know this is kind of a weird number, but the last 4 races here on Intensity Broadcasting have all been won by fuel strategy. So congratulations for keeping that streak going. The 2 Rebels races, the Doghouse race before this, and now your race. So congratulations on the win. Before I let you go, any winners you got to give out, or shout outs you got to give out tonight?
Yeah, I got to shout out to Grandma Hagerman for all her support. I got to thank Team Intensity for the success that we're having this season. I got to thank you in the booth, and just for everybody in the league. It's been a fun league this season, and I'm really enjoying it.
Well, again, Logan, congratulations. Awesome job tonight. And locks you into the playoffs, and we'll see how you go from there.
All right, thanks, sir.
So that was your winner, Logan Hagerman, here in the Fortuna Iron Truck Series. Congratulations on winning it on Fuel Strategy. Again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight here on Intensity Broadcasting. Congratulations to all of our podium here tonight, Logan, Cody, and Brian. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow night as the Dev Sports Car Series takes on Sonoma, the windy twists and turns in the Wine Valley of California. So you're not going to want to miss that one. Check that one out. Atlee Atman-Weiss will have the call, as I will be on track for that one. So again, thank you everybody for joining us here tonight. Congratulations to Logan. And as our boy Atlee Atman-Weiss would say, over and out.